What's up, everyone? We're going to be going through the best NBA player props on PrizePicks today. And I did want to show you the results from yesterday's picks from my exclusive Discord group. And as you guys see, we actually got 22 picks correct, which was absolutely insane. Now, a lot of you comment wanting to see how many I got wrong, and I thought I'd show you in today's video. We only got one pick wrong, got 22 right, which is a 98% win rate. Yes, guys, you heard that right. 98% win rate. So we're on a huge hot streak. But if you want to get a 98% win rate and get 22 picks right like me, win more bets and receive the best picks from some of the best bettors in the world for less than a cup of coffee, you can access the exclusive Discord and meet some of the best sport bettors in the game by joining my Patreon. It should be a link down below in the description. Once you join, you'll have complete access to the Discord and can start winning more bets today. So make sure to join my Patreon using the link in the description. And here's one of our members who just signed up and won himself $270 just yesterday, and another member who won $240 for the 6th day in a row since joining my Discord. So guys, if you want to win big money like our members, the link will be in the description, so go join the Patreon to have access to the Discord group, and I will be continuing to upload every single day on this channel the best bets and props, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my daily uploads. So quick shout out to Casey Pitts 680 who said my guy. So shouts out to him, and if you do want to win a shout out in the next video, all you have to do is comment down below in this video and like it, and you can be in the running to win a shout out in the next one. Alright, so let's get straight into the first pick. When it comes to these picks, I'm not saying to chuck all of them into a parlay and hope for the best. Pick and choose the ones that you like and the ones that work best for you. So this one is Royce O'Neal for 9.5 points, and this one actually is for less. Now looking at Royce O'Neal, obviously we have seen him go on the under in 4 out of the last 5 games, but this is, the first time that Phoenix and Royce O'Neal will be playing, so a lot of these stats are actually from last season. So we can't really look at the last 5, but looking at their matchup, we do know that Phoenix faced off against Sacramento. Now when we look at some preseason and also last season, we do see that Sacramento actually do a pretty decent job at restricting points to the actual forward position, and Royce, who does play, even though a bit more smaller, does play that small forward position at times. We are expecting someone like Royce O'Neal to go on the under, especially due to the fact that this is the first game and Royce O'Neal isn't really the main scorer for this team. So we are expecting Royce to actually go on the under due to that situation. We are expecting him to be more of a role player for this team, which should definitely lead to the under for this situation. Now looking at Phoenix and Sacramento, we do also know that when it comes to Sacramento, not only do they do a great job at actually restricting points to the forward position, but we are also, or did see during the preseason as well, them do a pretty decent job at slowing the pace down for a lot of those preseason games. So we are expecting a little bit more of a slower pace game, and as we all know, slower pace means less volume means less opportunity for Royce O'Neal. So for that reason, we do very much like the under for this one. So for that reason, definitely keep an eye out for the under. So Royce O'Neal, 9.5 points for less, I think is a fantastic pick. Now getting into the next one, we're actually going to be talking about Brandon Miller. So Brandon Miller, great player for none other than Charlotte Hornets. And we actually very much like this one for 3 points made for 3.5. And this one actually is for less. Now looking at Brandon Miller, we actually have seen him go on the under in 3 out of the last 5 games. But as always, that was from last season. But we do see that Charlotte face off against the Brooklyn Nets. Now when we look at Brandon, a big reason why we do like the under for this situation here is that when we actually did see the preseason, we saw that Brooklyn Nets actually do a fantastic job at restricting threes. So that's 3-point attempts and 3-point makes allowed, and we are expecting that to translate into the first game for both of these teams. Now Brandon Miller is a great scorer, do not get me wrong, but we do also know when it comes to Brandon, he isn't the main scorer for this team, even though he does have quite a high usage rate in the points department. When we are looking at 3-point attempts and 3 points made coming into this matchup against Brooklyn, we are expecting a little bit more of a different outcome. So for that reason, we do very much like the under for this one. So Brandon Miller, 3.5, 3 points made for less, I think is a great pick. Now getting to the next one, we're actually going to be talking about Kristaps Porziņģis. So as you all know, Porziņģis is now with his new team, and this one is actually a combo one for actually steals and blocks. So this one is steals and blocks combined for 2.5, and this one is for less. Now looking at Kristaps, we have seen him go in the under in 4 out of the last 5 games, but those are from last season. But we do know that Kristaps and Atlanta Hawks face off against Toronto Raptors. Now, it is definitely going to be an exciting battle between both of these teams, but coming into this first game, we are expecting Kristaps to go on the under here. Now, a big reason being is that when we actually look at Atlanta and the matchup against Toronto actually do a pretty decent job at protecting the ball. They don't really allow too many blocks. They don't really allow too many steals, and they did show that as well during the preseason. And we are expecting that to transfer over into, this first matchup against none other than the Atlanta and Toronto game. So, this is the first game for a lot of these different teams, so there isn't really too much history to go off, but we still do have some pretty, signs from the preseason that can definitely work out in our favor. So for that reason, Kristaps Porziņģis 2.5 blocks and steals for less, I think is a great pick. So as you all know, I do want to get these picks out to you as soon as possible, but PrizePicks is delayed with some of their lines. So here are a couple of players you should definitely watch out for when their lines drop. So the first player we're going to be talking about is Jaylen Brunson. Now, Jaylen Brunson does play for the New York Knicks, and they do face off against none other than the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, obviously, these are stats from last season, but he did average 26 points, 2.9 rebounds, and 7.3 assists, while also shooting 48.8% from the field. So he actually did a fantastic job there, but when we look at Jaylen Brunson coming into this matchup against Cleveland, we are definitely looking a little bit more towards the under due to the fact that Cleveland have shown time and time again that they are a great team when it comes to restricting points, rebounds, and assists. So for that reason, we do very much like the under for a situation like this. I would definitely keep an eye out for his line. Cleveland tend to play a little bit more of a slow pace, slower ball type sort of game, and we definitely see that, or did see that during the NBA preseason. So we are expecting a similar sort of outcome coming into this game against Knicks. Now, it doesn't also help that Knicks are a pretty slow paced team. So as we've always said, low volume and also slow pace is definitely, you are going to see a little bit less stats than you usually do see. But I would keep an eye out for Jaylen Brunson's line. Like I mentioned, you do want to keep an eye out for the line, but if the line is too close to his averages, then definitely look to go on the under, because that's where I see a lot of value there. Now, getting into the next player, we're going to be talking about Devin Booker. So, Devin Booker, great player, as we all know. Now, we have talked about a Phoenix Suns player in the other picks, but looking at Devin Booker, we do know last season he averaged 25.6 points, 4.1 rebounds, 7.1 assists, and also 46.1% from the field. So he has done a fantastic job there. Now, coming into this matchup, it is definitely going to be an exciting one, but they do face off against the Sacramento Kings. Now, looking at the matchup between both of these teams, we are definitely expecting Devin Booker to actually go on the over in this situation here. And a big reason being for that is due to the fact that we do know that Phoenix Suns are going to be missing some of their key players, Jalen Green being one of them. And we are expecting a lot of the usage rate, as now KD is off the Phoenix Sun team. We are expecting a lot of the usage rate to fall on Devin Booker, and we could definitely see him, have a pretty big game. Now, Suns have gone from a bit more of a, playoff contending team now to just people are expecting a lottery matchup. So we are expecting Devin Booker to really come out here, kind of just play his game and have a lot of the volume and a lot of the usage rate. So that's why we are expecting, quite big stats from Devin Booker, not just in this game, but just throughout the regular season as well. So we are definitely looking at this, and because of that, we definitely do very much like the over for someone like Devin Booker. But as I've always mentioned, keep an eye out for the line first. If the line is under his averages, then definitely look to go on the over. Now, getting into the next player, we're going to talk about Myles Turner. So Myles Turner is playing for his new team, the Milwaukee Bucks. He's actually averaged 15.6 points, 6.5 rebounds, 1.5 assists, and 48, and also has, shot 48.1% from the field last season. So he did a great job there. Now they face off against the Washington Wizards, and because of that, we are definitely expecting, Myles Turner to do actually really well in this game, and we are expecting him actually to go on the over. Now, a big reason being for that, Wizards have shown in the preseason and in the past that they are a poor defensive team in the points, rebounds, and assist department. So that's why coming into this matchup, we are definitely expecting the over for someone like Myles Turner. Now, obviously, Bucks do have other star players like Giannis, but Myles coming into this one, he definitely will still have a really, really big usage rate to try to help this team win. So we are expecting him, as we have seen him, do so in the past, be a really good sort of second lead to actually Giannis, and we could definitely see him put points, rebounds, and assists on the board.